It is time for our mystery guest. It's a time of week for our mystery guest here at Chaos TV. As always, we have no idea who's on this week. We're going to be asking them some questions, and with only yes or no answers, let's see if we can figure this one out. A big welcome to this week's mystery guest. Of all we know is their name is Jordan. Hello, Jordan.
Hello. How do you do?
Doing well, thank you. A little bit nervous. Always are about this time of the show. Ross, how about yourself?
Yeah, I just want to publicly apologise in advance because we are notoriously bad at guessing.
So bad.
But, I mean, do you want to...
Jordan, how are you doing?
I'm good, but I am nervous, yes.
Oh, okay. I'm glad we're not the only ones.
Are you a bit conscious that you're going to slip up?
I'm more conscious of my foul language.
Oh! You should be on one of my old pick and play shows. That seems like the kind of place for you. Lovely. Okay. Do you want to take the lead on this?
Yeah. So I'm going to jump straight in. Firstly, Jordan, is your job based in Cornwall?
Yes.
Oh, good start. Jordan, we've had a lot of pictures here of our Where in the World here, which involves beaches. Does your work involve water, or the water at all? Swimming? I'm going to go with swimming. Does your job involve swimming?
No, sir.
Okay.
No. Does it involve any form of sport at all?
Yep.
Okay, we're in the sporting world. That's cool. It's not involving swimming, so we've already got that one out of the park.
Are you actually the person doing the sport?
Yes.
Okay.
My job, it comes in two parts, but the main part is the sport.
Okay.
And I do.
Does your job involve... Everyone at home and Jordan, please excuse me. Does your job involve balls?
No.
I'm talking sport, tennis, football. Don't anyone get the wrong idea here. I'm looking at everyone around in the office here. Thank you.
Okay, so we've covered balls and we've covered water. What other sports are there, Pudge?
I mean, there's a fair old few out there, I'm sure.
I'm sure there is.
You can tell we're not the most sportiest people here.
Okay, is your sport in the Olympics?
It is.
Oh.
Okay, the problem is I don't know what's in and what's out. See, we had one on that was a professional skateboarder, and Nathan got that based off of the Olympics, and I still don't know how he managed that. He's probably sat there right now going, "Oh, I know now." Do they do rock climbing in the Olympics? I don't know. I'm going to say, are you a rock climber?
I am.
Oh!
No.
Boom!
Stop.
Come on! How's that? Yes, thank you very much. God, I don't know how I got that.
What made
That's
you ask
amazing.
that?
I've got a couple of friends that are rock climbers. I don't know what gave it away to me. All right,
done.
I'm done. I've peaked. Haters.
Do you know what? I was gonna go down the track and field. That was my next one. I was like, you look like you maybe a runner or something, but obviously not. You're climbing rocks.
I think what gave it away to me is you've got... I know we can only see your head and neck and a little bit your shoulders, but there's something about people who do rock climbing and everything's very well toned, everything's very well proportioned, because you're using a lot of your upper body strength. And I think that's what gave it away to me. I'm not trying to be dodgy or creepy in this. That's what gave it away to me.
Yes, he is. Jordan,
I am pretty amazed.
So tell us, Jordan, how did you become in contact with Chaos, or how did Chaos find you? I want to know where this came from.
Okay, so the other part of my job is that I am an indoor climbing instructor, but I'm also a mental health support worker.
Oh.
A couple of years ago, coming from my own addiction, I decided that, like, I've always been a climber. I've climbed all my life, and it's been one thing that's kind of maintained through my life, and the help that it gives me. So after kind of battling my addiction, should I say, I just had the thought, I wonder if I could help people through climbing. Fast forward nearly 2 years, that is the case. So I own a kind of small, but it's growing, indoor climbing project based on mental health and addiction recovery, so anxiety, depression, and there I am, and there's that's the Hale Youth Club there.
Amazing.
So that was in a 6 weeks holiday. I teamed up with How Youth Project and a local school. So we climbed twice a week for 5 weeks, as well as the mental health groups.
Fantastic stuff. I've got information come through now, because obviously we're not allowed to see the information until we've correctly guessed, which sometimes means we're here for a while. But I can see now that you've been climbing, correct me if I'm wrong, for 20 years?
No, more than 20 years.
More than 20? Well, blimey, the flipping egg.
Climbing out of the womb.
I'm 7 now. 7 on, I think.
Where do you think the
years
passion itself actually came from for you?
My dad and my uncle. My uncle was a mountaineer, really good climber, and he took us as a family. It was a family sport for me and for my family. So it started all them years ago, waking up Christmas morning and getting climbing shoes for Christmas, and then climbing around the house. And I still do it now.
That's amazing. And I want to talk to you about the Chalk Effect climbing project. Can you tell us a little bit more about that, please?
Yeah, so the Chalk Effect climbing project, not many people know why it's called the Chalk Effect. So as in climbers, we use chalk to kind of reduce the sweat in our fingers. So obviously helps with climbing. But removing the sweat, like we get sweat through anxiety, through fear. So the chalk effect is essentially kind of having chalk. It's what's the word I'm looking for? Like a fear remover. So it's the chalk effect.
I see what you mean. I like how you can link it like that. It helps people who don't understand very much at all sort of understand what you're doing.
Great idea.
Obviously, it's all very close to your heart. You've already told us quite a bit. Appreciate that. You know how personal this is to you. Are there any experiences you've taken inspiration on specifically to help drive the project that you don't mind explaining to us?
The Wave Project. Oh, sorry, that's my feet then. The Wave Project, social prescribing for a start. I don't know if anyone's kind of. I think more people should know about social prescribing, the benefits of social prescribing. If we can have time, I'd like to kind of promote that, because it's a really good way to start getting involved if you're experiencing anxieties and depression and isolation. Sorry, what was the question? I forgot already.
No, it's all right. I just wanted to know if you've got sort of any inspiration, any experiences you've taken inspiration on to drive the project. And yes, please, we'll talk about social prescribing in a little bit as well. We talk about it quite a lot here at Chaos.
Well, it's the Wave Project was one of the first ones to kind of get highlighted to me early on when I started this, using the physical benefits for our mental health. So I've doing some research into kind of how it works, and that's how it leads on to social prescribing. But to be honest, it was just my sheer determination that I want to succeed. I believe this can work, and I've honestly worked every single day on it to make it happen. Because I even now I can see it working. I just know it. I know it works. So my inspiration is me and the willingness to kind of help in the way I can.
That's lovely.
Yeah, it's such an important
really
point you make as well, because obviously when it comes to activities and physical events such as rock climbing, it's not just the physical and the fitness of doing it. It is an emotional and mental sort of procedure as well. So what other benefits can you name of what you do?
Well, after some research, I'm not saying I'm not the only one, but especially for my project, it highlights the 3 core the points of healthy living. It has a physical aspect, the climbing. The mental side of it is the support, the one-on-one support, the group support of my team and the other climbers, how they come together. And it's the social aspects. It does all 3. Kind of the groups I have now, especially a couple of Fridays ago, was one of the first times I actually stood back and see how it worked. And I was standing with, and I had some young people referrals and children, some of the parents were there. And it was the first time I actually stood back. And these young people that have come through with severe anxieties, social anxieties, and they was really nervous coming in. But after half an hour, they were talking with each other, laughing with each other, and I just stood back and I was saying to the parents, "It's like that's it. Oh, if you can see that picture of Marnie, that's a story. She is unbelievable." But yeah, like I said, it's just when I stood back and just watched it, and I didn't really need to do anything. They just come together, and through climbing, especially this, there's a number bouldering section where you have to partner up, team up with someone or a group, and you have to point out the numbers for the handholds where you're going to go next, and the communication, the laughter. It's just such a joy to kind of watch and be a part of.
It's fantastic. It's very good at breaking down barriers, be it personal, social, whatever it is, in a way that doesn't feel forced. And obviously mental health is something we're talking more and more about every day now in society. And it's lovely to see things like this, like what you do, helping people overcome self-imposed barriers, social barriers that maybe they wouldn't ever dare talk or even try and sort out for themselves. It really is fantastic to see this kind of thing. Moving on a little bit to who you'd recommend this to. How can people look to join the group? Can anyone look to join the group? What ways do you have into it?
From the groups that I've had, from the individuals that have come through, the diversity of this is another kind of an unbelievable thing that's happening. I've had from 5 years old up to 62 years old. With indoor climbing, it's as safe as it can be, but you don't. It's the thing, I think, like how you kind of presented me, or you assumed of me of my size being a climber. The thing with climbing is like if you can walk up the stairs comfortably, you can practically climb. I've had big people, small people. Almost everyone can climb. But you can find me on Facebook and on my webpage. I'm reconstructing my webpage because of the growth happening and where I'm heading to. It's the spectrum of the people that are involved. I've had to reconstruct it, but it is there if you want to have a look. Facebook, I'm trying to put regular posts up, and usually when I first set it up, you kind of. This is what I was saying about social prescribing. It's set up for the men, women, and children who work with the services. But we're in a position now that we can take on self-referrals if you just want to get in contact with myself, and we can have a chat. And then from that, we go into a one-to-one session. If you're not completely comfortable with being in a group, with the social anxieties that surround that, so we can do a one-to-one session, and I can ease you, like introduction to myself, and then ease you into climbing, and then if you want to go onto group climbing, you can. But one of the other good things that has come of this, which was one of my aims, is the staff that I have all come through the project. My first one, Connor, excellent climber. When he first started, he turned up every week with a support worker, and then that became less, and then he didn't need a support worker. He just had me. Then he went to voluntary. Now he's into paid work with climbing instructing. And Lizzie as well, my female climbing instructor. And now Phoebe is kind of marketing. It's everyone kind of, but you can progress in the project as long as you want. I will always try and find ways to help anyone within the project, whether there's a little guy that he wants to kind of stay involved. So he's my harness guy. So he will hand out the harnesses. He gets them asking questions and talking to the climbers. So it's a very relaxed, it's such a loving place to be as well. We have good laugh. We sit down, we have lunch, we have coffee, have sandwich, we talk. There's random topics that come up, and good day climbing. It's just a great day. I encourage everyone to try.
I love how inclusive you are, how easy you seem to make it for people to get involved, to stay involved, and there's just no barriers. There's not even anything. It's not something to even be addressed, so to speak, verbally. You're just there. You're saying, yeah, of course you can join us. Of course we can sort something out for you. Of course we can help you get further through this and do something. I love that. It's all just we're not going to do the silly things that so many other people in this world will do to say no. You're just like, yeah, we'll do it. No problem. We can sort you out.
It is a free service. I've been very fortunate and worked hard, so I'm fully funded. So it is a free service. So even more of that.
Fantastic.
I love that, and I love the fact, like you said, it's so diverse, that age range that you mentioned earlier, and the fact you said the other day you just stood back and watched, and you must have felt so proud seeing how far it's come.
Honestly, it blows. Like people say, like this is more than a job to me. This is my life in a healthy way. Like being, I don't mind sharing this. I'm part of Alcoholics Anonymous, and I have a program. Part of that program is to offer my hand wherever I can. So doing this for others, it helps me. It keeps me well. So that's another. It is part of my life. It's a major part of my life, and I'm happy with that.
As you should be.
That's so good. The fact that you can say you're happy with how you're doing, how everything's going. I mean, that's a big part of everything, isn't it? You can't help other people unless you're keeping yourself going. And I always try and get on top of that. So many people I know who burn themselves out because they don't look after number one before they help other people, which only goes so far. If you look after yourself more, you can help other people so much more. And people always look at me and say, "Oh, that's selfish." And it's not selfish. You're actually doing it to help other people more. I think people don't quite understand that. So seriously, much respect to you, and well done with everything you're doing. I can't say that enough. Like, absolutely top job.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we want to give you the opportunity as well. I know you mentioned you're on Facebook and you've got a website. Can you give us the exact name and details of your website so that people can find you easily?
Yes, of course. So the website is the Chalk Effect Climbing Project. You can find me under Support and Cornwall as well. It's under the mental health, kind of an active service. You can also find me on part of the social prescribing as well. It's the Signum Eye Navigator. It's a social prescribing referral platform. You can do a referral through there. Then there's the Chalk Climbing Project, is on Facebook, and my own personal Facebook, Jordan Rimmington's under there. I don't use it personally. It's more promotion. It took me a while to get onto social media. I'm not a fan, but it's helping. It is working. I get referrals from it. But I do try to update. I'm not too good at the Facebook stuff. I'm more of a face-to-face kind of guy. But it's all on there. Please just come and have a look. You can contact me. My telephone number, email address is on there. I'm more than happy to talk to absolutely everyone and open a door for them.
Fantastic. Jordan, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been lovely to chat to you, to somehow guess what you do. I'm still a little bit taken aback by that, and to hear about the magnificent work you're doing, as well as overcoming any issues in your own life and still pushing forward. You've got so much energy and willpower. Max respect to you completely. Please don't hesitate to come back on the show again as well. It'd be lovely to hear from you again.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your service, the platform that you're doing. I was really nervous coming on.
It's fine. We're just
We're
people who
not
talk
that bad.
Rubbish on this side of things. It's everyone else that does it all. We're just the silly faces that do the talking.
Do you know what I think we should do? Because you guessed our Mr. Guess right, I'm going to stitch you right up here.
Oh, no.
I feel like you need to go down and do some rock climbing, Pudge.
Funny you say that.
And I
I've
need
done
to
some
watch
rock
that.
climbing, even the size I am.
And
I love the fact that you said, Jordan, how anyone of any size can do it. I actually do enjoy rock climbing. So yeah, that's
Chaos
kind
need
of
to film
backfired.
that, and I need to watch that.
The viewers listening, hopefully not too busy, but there is an open day tomorrow from 11 till 3. So for tomorrow, it's just a kind of like a taster session group. I have adult males and female under 24s just for tomorrow, and there's new groups always changing and updating throughout the week. So if you fancy climbing, for the viewers tomorrow, come on down, 11 o'clock.
Fantastic stuff.
Brilliant.
Well, there we go. Thank you very much to Jordan Rimmington there, owner, leader and climber at the Chalk Effect Climbing Project. You've been great, mate. Thank you very much. We'll see you again very soon.
Appreciate it. Thanks for your time. Thank you.
Cheers.
If you'd like more information about this, you can find more details by searching the Chalk Effect Climbing Project or on Facebook. There you go.
Brilliant.
Fantastic.